What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a really quick review of this Feltham rotating Christmas tree stand. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the tree stand, including one thing you should know before buying. So my wife and I have been testing out different these tree stands to see if we can get a rotating one that would work for our downstairs tree. Now, this is not our downstairs tree. This is just a small 4-foot tree that I have in my office, and I thought, you know what, I should probably do a review on this thing, talk a little bit about it, tell you what I like about it, dislike, etc. So let's jump into it. So first things first, the actual tree stand is very easy to set up. The legs are detached, so we basically attach all the legs to it. You slide in this middle part right here, and then this top part, you see how there's threads here, you basically tighten it down to the diameter of the trunk that is on your artificial tree in here. It comes with 2 different sizes, so it tells you basically two different sizes that you can use. So it does fit most of the artificial trees out there, and you shouldn't have a problem with that. Basically, you drop it in, you tighten it up, and everything here is ready to go. And then you just plug it in the bottom there, and you can see it, there is a switch right there as well. That is the main switch to turn this on and off. And then there is also a switch here with a button where you can press the button and turn it on, or actually adjust it in a few different ways. So I'll talk to you about that in a second. And then lastly, here is the remote control. This basically reverses it, or gets it rotating rather. This turns the lights on, and then this tree is just something cool to look at. So from a stability standpoint, this will hold a tree. They say it's up to a 9-foot tree, and the most that the tree can weigh is 120 pounds. So like I said, this isn't the tree, right? But this gives you an idea, and it really does work. It's slow moving, as you can see. You can imagine if I had all the ornaments and everything on here, but it's slow moving. And yeah, it is pretty cool that they have kind of developed this thing. I think if you don't just want the backside of your tree, you know, to be ignored, because it usually is, this is a great way to avoid that. So that all said, guys, this is a cool product, but there are definitely some things that you should know before you actually buy this thing, right? So there's a few things. So first off, when you're setting this up, make sure, so you need to make sure that all the lights are self-contained and attached to this little extension cord here, okay? You cannot have these cords wrapped around this leg. You can't have these cords secured to this. Everything has to be secured to here, well, basically here or above. In other words, try to hide the cords in the tree. Because if you don't, what's gonna happen is, if you secured them here and they're wrapped around this leg, guess what? It's gonna keep rotating, rotating, rotating. A lot of tension is gonna develop in the cord, and it's gonna break the cord or rip the leg or tip the whole tree, whatever. So that's the first thing to know. And that was actually my worry with this. I thought, well, how do they do that? That's how they do it. You just have to attach it to the rotating part or above. Now, the second thing to know is that you first off want to turn this on, right? And have your main, that's basically your main power switch. You want to have that on. And then basically you can control by the controller itself or by this little button. So here's where I got confused when I had this, okay? So you get the tree and you get it all set up and you're like, okay, it's good to go. And you press start. So the green light will go on to let you know that it's actually on and getting power. You press start and you notice something weird? The lights aren't on. So the way that this works is you could press start, you press it once and it'll just do the rotation. You press it a second time, now it adds the lights. You press it a third time, it stops the rotation and adds or keeps the lights on. And then the fourth time, you could turn it all off. So for me, the button thing was a little bit confusing, but once I read the directions and got that down, I could see how obviously this can work pretty well. So yeah, guys, I think it's a really cool little product. I think it's really nice, like I said, to make it so that people can see all sides of your tree, which is definitely a big problem. You want to make sure that they can do that. So that's a good way to handle that. And then, like I said, the biggest thing here is just make sure that you keep the cords above there or above, and then also keep an eye on this. And then, I mean, the remote control is actually easier to use, right? You just turn on the lights on or off, and then you just start the rotation or turn it off. So either way, I think it is a cool product. I think it's definitely worth buying if you really want to have a rotating Christmas tree, and hope that you enjoy.